Hello, 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 and welcome to Soul Infused Monday. As always, it takes a moment for people to jump in. So if you're watching the replay right now, leave a comment below. Let me know that you're here. And if you have a question and you're watching the replay, leave your question below because I will get back to you then later. So, and my voice is a little bit off. I hope you guys hear me clearly. Leave me a comment below if you do hear me clearly. And if you see me, if I'm live, if you're live. Hi Heather, good morning. So welcome to Soul Infused Monday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world. And again, if you're live, say hello, leave a comment below so I know that you're here. And if you're watching the replay, do the same. And I sent an email out this morning to my list because I had a specific topic in mind, but then I got sick over the weekend. I was processing a lot of things myself. And this morning I was tuning in and I was feeling that my voice wasn't so great. And I was tuning in to check what is it that I want to do today. And I felt that I wanted to show up with you guys and see if you have any questions that I can help you with. And maybe I don't keep it that long today. And I also got a few questions sent to my email from people that won't be able to join live. So if you're watching the replay, I will answer your questions if you send an email to me. Okay, so who is here? Hi, Ariel, hearing, fantastic. Florian is here from Germany. Okay, fantastic. So here's the deal for today. I'm gonna answer a few questions that I got, and even if it's not your own question, this is super important. Stay with me, stay present, because oftentimes we think, oh, it's not my personal question, there's no value for me, and we get maybe distracted. It is incredible. It is incredible how often people ask a question, and even though you didn't know that, it resonates with you. And the answers to those questions can help you in so many ways, even though you don't have a specific question. So if you don't have a specific question, stay connected, hold the space for the people who ask a question, and see what you can get out of it for your own life. And if you do have a question and you haven't sent that to me, leave it as a comment below, and so that I can see clearly that it is a question, make it very visible for me with question, big, and then ask a question. And make it easy for me and easy for you, and so that it's more valuable. Ask this question very specific and not with a lot of story around it. The longer the comment, the more difficult it is for me to read, and often it's also confusing for every part. So tune in, what's the specific question that if I can help you with would make a difference in your world and in your life, and mark it big like that it's a question so I can see it, okay? Hey Carrie, I've missed you. Great to have you here today. And it's been so long, exactly. So happy to see you here. And she also has a question. Okay, so let's just write in and see how long my voice is actually gonna last for you guys. And she has a question. Why does fear, anxiety, and darkness get stored, I guess, in my energy field? I have been working on myself for a long time and feeling like I'm taking baby steps. I was feeling okay until recently told me and acting like a fog over everything I do and holding me back and not clearing fast enough. Is it okay to want it to clear faster than it is? Okay, so this is not only one question, this is a lot of questions in one question. So I will dissect it because I think it's a very, very great question, and I think everyone can relate to this one and everybody will benefit from answering this. So first of all, why does it happen? It is because it just happens. So I wouldn't spend too much energy around the question why, because that doesn't really help you and move you anywhere. We have an energy field and we absorb everything, and you growing up and everyone here, when you grow up, we absorb things on an unconscious, energetical, and non-verbal level. So trauma stays stored in the system when we are not able to resolve it in that moment. In order to resolve trauma, fear, anxiety, and all of that in the moment, we need someone who holds space for us in that moment so that that trauma does not get stuck somewhere because the psyche can't handle it. It's because it can move. So the reality is, though, that most of the time, especially when we grow up, we personally we don't have the awareness, we don't have the skill to hold the space for us. And usually our parents didn't learn that either, so they're not doing it either because they are not really capable of dealing with their own stuff from the past unless they healed it and they really learned that skill. So there's way, way more to say about this. However, I'm going to keep it short to keep answering the question. I would just not stay too stuck on the question why, and embrace the fact that it is what it is. And instead of losing your energy or your time and, oh, why is this? Because there's nothing wrong with you. It happens to everyone. You embrace it and you rather see it as an opportunity for another layer that's coming up for healing for you. Because I hear this so often, and I'm sure you guys can relate to that. Nearly every client I work with, or people that get to work with me closely, come from a background of having done work already and feeling that there's something missing, that there should be further along. They want to dive deeper, but they're kind of like struggle to go there. So it's very normal, and it's actually a good sign that you've done a lot. And the first thing I want to say to Carrie and everyone that resonates with it, and I'm curious, who resonates with this? Who resonates with Carrie's question? I would be curious. So that's for why. So you've been working on yourself, and I want to say that to you and to everyone, and I spoke about this a little bit last week when I shared my story and why I believe that I will do inner work until I leave this body. Inner work is not something that's done at some point and you don't work on yourself anymore and you are grown and that's it. That's not how it works. We are an ever evolving, changing, expanding being, and it's not what I hear in your question, Carrie, is judgment around where you are. So if you, for a moment, and everyone else that judges anything about your journey, your path, or where you are in the world right now, take a nice deep breath. Take a nice deep breath, relax your body, and take the pressure off. Take the pressure off and take the judgment aside and let go of that you should be somewhere else. Every time we should ourselves, we actually shit ourselves. So the word should be should. The word should, erase that from your vocabulary because it always comes from judgment, pressure, guilt, and shame. So leave that aside, embrace that it's a journey and there's not one only road to go. What other people say is not as important as what you experience inside. If that's someone that's working closely with you, that really gets who you are and is in support of using what this person said to make you grow, then take it in. And if it's just of someone to as a judgment or blame, then don't listen to it and trust your own intuition. I hope this helps. And it's okay to take baby steps. Baby steps, it's all it takes. And again, I think I spoke about this last week, so maybe go back and watch the replay. I hope that's actually the right one. That in my industry, or when I work with people who've done a lot of work already, they have somehow, sometimes, I'm not saying that's you, Carrie, but anyway, like you resonate with everything, somehow the illusion of a certain idea of how that looks like being cleared, or that it has to happen overnight, or someday we are done with the work. And that actually is very limiting because it distracts from being in the process. And instead of seeing it with judgment, that you need to be faster or further away, or that you've done so much already, you see it as an opportunity to say, okay, great, I have done so much work already, and now this is coming up for a reason. This is happening for me, and this is an opportunity for me to dig a little deeper on something that I've not explored yet. So I hope this is helpful, and if you have any follow-up questions on that, please let me know. And I want to share this weekend, I've been obviously sick, as you can hear, my voice is not fully back. And I've been pretty sick this weekend, so I was low energy, I was a lot in bed, I didn't do a lot, and I also was processing some stuff that was coming up for me for healing. And I've literally done more work than I've ever found anyone else so far. Like, there's no one that comes to me and says, oh my God, I've done so much and I cannot relate. So I'm just saying that with you because I'm in love with inner work. I will doing this until the end of the day, right? And the beauty of this is, first of all, I want you to know that I go through these phases myself. It was a deep layer that was coming up for me from a pain level of grief and sadness from something that happened in the past. And even though I've done so much work around it, I felt like there was another deeper layer that my unconsciousness didn't want to face until now. So instead of judging or thinking, oh my God, why am I having to deal with this? I was so grateful because once we hit the deeper pain and you really face the underlying issue, that's when it's so liberating, revealing, and beautiful, because we are only in suffering when we are stuck, when we feel the energy is blocked, and we resist it and we judge it. If you allow yourself to truly embrace the process and you dare to look deeper and you face the underlying issue that's coming for you as a blessing, as a gift for you to look deeper, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's painful, even though you resist it. If you can be in the process and allow that, or have someone do that with you, because it's very hard to do by ourselves, to be honest, it will make a huge difference. I need to take a sip of water, 1 second. And I want to wave for a few people who are on Instagram with me. Hi, Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to check my comments here as well. And let me know if this answer was helpful. Let me know if it resonates with you if you have not answered or asked the question. What did you do? Okay. I'm seeing like I might get more questions that I can answer today, but I will get back to you for sure. So Erica is asking, hi Erica, by the way, lovely to see you. I'm excited to have you here live. Erica is saying, how do you define joy? That's a really interesting question. And my question to you, Erica, would be, what's your question behind that question? Why are you asking that question? That's how I dig a little deeper, because how I define joy is maybe, not even relevant to someone. So what's your question behind the question? And let me know. And that maybe might be already a great answer for you. However, I want to answer it in a short surface level. I don't define joy. It's the same way that and I have hair in my face somewhere. The same way that I don't really define the word love. It's an experience, and once you experience joy on a really deep level, you know what it is, and there's no definition for it. However, for the sake of giving the mind something to chew on, let me tune in how I would define it in that words. I would define the joy, real joy, is when you are connected with yourself, you feel at peace and relaxed, and you're not attached to any outcome, you're not attached to circumstances, you're not attached. It's a level of freedom, and it does not mean that joy is like that there's no other feelings. You can have joy and sadness at the same time. It's a feeling of being in touch with yourself, being connected, feeling connected without being attached necessarily. And that's really only on the surface level, but I hope this helps, Erica. Heather Foster saying totally. Okay, thank you. Great question, Heather. Okay. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, I appreciate that. And great having you here. And Carrie is tagging some people. I love you guys. It's so nice. I can tell you one thing, and I'm a little slow today. My energy is a little low. And when I was tuning into why would I want to do this today? What would I want to talk about? What do I want to give you? I really felt like I just want to show up for you and help you in whichever way I can. And whoever is here live or on the replay, I'm happy to serve you. So I didn't know if I would get a question or how many questions I would get, but I would not want to do anything different right now. Nothing else than just being connected with you. So thank you for being here with me. Totally appreciate that. Alyssa is here. Hi, Alyssa. Carrie is here. Hi, Carrie. Alyssa says, don't shoot all over yourself. Exactly. Yeah. Don't shoot all over yourself. So tough sometimes, yes. And, you know, to reframe things when someone says, oh, it's so tough. I nearly started to say, oh, my weekend was so tough. And I said, you know, like when I really tune in, and you can do that, like when I really tune in, what means tough? It was intense to reframe, because ultimately, in my case, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have, you know, like you might not have the experience of it being tough, but to give it as a little bit of a reframe, as a mindset, energy shift. It was very intense and challenging. And at the same time, without it, you might not have the opportunity to grow. So it's just, you know, I'm so mindful with words, and so like every little thing can help. So maybe reframe that instead of saying it's so tough. It's intense, it's challenging, but it's also very liberating, and it's a great opportunity to really go to the next level, whatever next level that is for you. I love Debbie. I love that you're here. But her question is such a broad question. I will not be able to do that. Hi, Sonia. Can you summarize all the chakras, energy centers, and maybe have us practice sucking the energy into our optimal area and up to the third eye? I love the question. I'm not going to be able to do that here. And as you're working with me closely, and that's why I know where I'm happy to go deeper into that and maybe have certain pieces or have another topic around this. Absolutely happy to do that. That question is way too big, way too big. Love it though. Our house has been for sale for several years. We want to move to Oregon. Can you tell me if it will ever sell and if it's in our best interest to go there? Thank you. You know, I love you guys. You give me so much credit that I can answer these questions for you. So I cannot see into the future. So I won't tell you if it will happen or not, because I don't know. However, that's not the only answer I have for you, Claudia, and I'm happy that you asked it. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. Here's my answer to it. If you keep working on it and you keep trying to sell it, you most likely will. I believe that. Will it happen? I don't know. I can't give you that guarantee. Also, I like to look at this way. This house is here somewhere, and somewhere in the world is the person already that's gonna sell it. So that person doesn't need to be born, doesn't need to fall from the stars. That person is already somewhere. You guys just haven't connected yet. And it's about keep putting the energy out there, keep setting the intention. And here, super important though. That's the challenging part, but super important. Don't be attached to the outcome at a certain time, because that energy creates pressure. And with pressure and fear, because the question implies that you are afraid not selling it. And you would like to hear that it's actually gonna happen. And I do believe it's gonna happen. And it's not so much about if it's gonna happen. It's about dealing with the underlying fears that you have, or issues and doubts and insecurities that are totally normal, totally normal. So embrace that, be loving with it, and keep shifting and clearing your energy so that you can put that house out there for the person who's actually looking out for it. Because there's a person that this house is a perfect fit. And there's a win-win situation for all of you. So it's more like an energetical shift and not so much about the guarantee or the right answer when. However, I totally believe that you can sell it and that you can move to Oregon either way, and that you will make it happen unless you're not quitting. So I'm totally hold the space for you with that. Totally believe that. And Carrie's saying, yes, thank you, Sonia. I think I can use this to get to my next layer of healing. Absolutely, absolutely. And one other thing that I want to add about, I've done so much work already, and I know a lot of you resonate with this. I hear this so often, and I often say this, let go of that sentence. Stop saying that. It gets in the way of you getting deeper. There's no one person that comes to me that has done a lot of work and something is missing. It's like, oh my God, I've tried everything. No, you've never tried everything. And if you work, if you get to work with me, you've never worked with me before. And I can tell how many of my clients really went a step deeper and really resolved something that they were working for years. just because I kept also saying, I've done so much work already, I've done so much work already. Say it, hey, I've done so much work already and I get to do more. And I'm blessed and I have the opportunity and I'm privileged to keep working on myself. Oh my God, I get goosebumps. This is a total shift. So let that sentence go because it actually keeps you from digging deeper. So Carrie's so happy that it's helpful and that you're seeing it this way. This is gonna be maybe your next breakthrough. And yeah, judgment, absolutely. Okay. Hi, Pamela. And Doreen resonates, fantastic. Hey, Deborah, good morning. So good to see you. Okay. If you have a specific question, I don't think I will be here on much longer. Post it very directly that it is a question and I will get back to you at some point, certainly, and will answer that for you. Okay, I do have another question that I promised someone to answer that she sent on email and I have it here. So I will tune into that, or because my voice is really a little bit fried, as you can hear, and time is already over and I have here still a few questions live. I want to take the time to go over your comments here while I'm live for another 1 or 2 minutes. And I promise that I will answer your question in another Soul Infused Monday show. And that question was from Dia from Indonesia and Jenny from Germany. And I'm sorry that I didn't get back to it. I did not know how many questions I would get today. And my voice is just leaving me. Let me see if there's another, okay. And I can't see all of them right now, but I will go over them, absolutely. And I hope this was valuable to you. I also hope for my Instagram people that was valuable to you. If you have any additional questions or any follow-up questions on your questions that I answered, or any other comments, or if you just want to send me some healing, love, and energy, leave that in the comments below. Click the love button. And if there was something valuable for you today that made a difference for you, share this with someone. Share it with someone that you know will benefit from it, that could benefit from some of the things that you shared and some of the things that I shared. And then obviously come back next Monday. Oh, I have a special guest next Monday. Super beautiful colleague of mine. Her name is Sasha Sterling. So I will have a guest next Monday. So make sure you join live and you can ask her and me questions as well. And so keep I'm losing my energy. So I'm gonna say goodbye right now. I love you. Thank you for being here with me today. And I will see you next Monday, and have a fantastic start to your week and a fantastic rest of you. Much love.